motherfucker, that's where I stay.
On the south side, we staying paid, motherfucker.
Yeah, man, enough talk here. We got another sit-down interview all the way from San Antonio, but not born out there. We're going to get to let them know where you born and raised from, but reached out to us all the way from San Antonio, Paul Lamar Hunter, a man of 18 man out of 21
19.
children.
19.
19?
19.
Oh, my bad. See, and then I said 20 children, got the number wrong, my bad. But now we got Paul Hunter here. You want to give him a little brief intro?
Well, I am Paul Lamar Hunter.
Okay.
I am the 19th child out of 21 children that my mom birthed
19.
by my father.
Okay.
So as of today, 61 great, 61 grandchildren and 87 great grandchildren. So mom and dad was getting it on. You remember the song "Let's Get It On"?
Yeah. It's your favorite song?
It must have been their favorite song because 21 children, it's a lot. And when you break it down and you do the math, just simple math, you will discover like, man, this woman stayed pregnant for 15 straight years.
That's what I was gonna say. So so before we get just straight deep in there, let's go to the beginning. So first, where you from? Where you born, raised? Where you from?
I am from Racine, Wisconsin. That's
Wisconsin.
not too far from Milwaukee, probably about an hour away from Chicago.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place to live. Since I've been living here in San Antonio, Texas, when people ask where I'm from and I tell them the state of Wisconsin, the first thing that they say, is there any black folks up there? Yes, there's black folks in the state of Wisconsin. But Wisconsin is known for cheese. That's what they call us, the cheese head. Also, the Green Bay Packers are there. The Milwaukee Bucks are there. But that's the place that I was born, Racine, Wisconsin. Very cold right about now, but it's gorgeous during the summertime. So if you guys want to get away from the Texas heat during the summer, head up by the great state of Wisconsin.
Okay, so in Wisconsin, you said what city again?
Racine,
Wisconsin. How is like the population? Is it like a town? Is it like you been in San Antonio? You see how a little bit small they is, where they now growing, but where they started from, is it like a small town or is it a big city? Like
Racine reminds
population.
Racine reminds me of San Antonio. San Antonio has estimated over 1.3 or 1.5 million people. San Antonio is huge, but it has a small town mentality.
Yeah.
The city of Racine population is roughly around 95,000 people there.
Okay.
So it's a culture that is great and it's very diverse there, I must say.
Okay. So you graduate, from school. You went to school out there. How's the school experience?
I can tell you what, in the city of Racine, Wisconsin, the schooling for me was very, very difficult because I was trying to find my way through elementary, middle school, and also high school. And I did not find my way until I graduated college.
Okay. We're gonna get to the college part later on, so let's leading into the house, into the mom and the dad. Like how were they like to Wisconsin and to the household? Like what impact did they, bring to the household and to Wisconsin?
Well, I tell you what, my mom is from Vicksburg, Mississippi, born and raised. My father was born in Fayetteville, Mississippi, so they brought that Southern tradition to the great state of Wisconsin, in the city of Racine, Wisconsin. So mom and dad was very strict. On Sundays, we were in church. On Wednesdays, we had choir practice inside the Hunter home. They made sure that we were constantly busy at all time. Also, we had Bible study. A lot of people today can't believe that mom and dad did not let us go out for parties, or you know how people celebrate Halloween. My mom and dad had a relationship with Christ, and so they wanted to keep us away from the world.
Okay.
So you know, I think that they did a tremendous job with raising 21 children, because you know raising 21 children, brother, it takes a lot of faith, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of hope, and it takes a lot of energy to navigate, and also to manage the different personalities. It's just like a basketball coach. When you're a basketball coach, you know,
football coach.
Well, yeah, football coach.
Yeah.
But you know, when you are managing the personalities, especially the introverts, the extroverts, you know, and the females and the males, that really does take a lot. So I think my parents did a excellent job managing the different personalities and the different behaviors that we all bring to the table.
Okay, so with you speaking of the females and males, what's the gender count on all 21? And like how many boys, how many girls?
There's 11 girls.
Okay.
And there's 10 boys.
Okay, so the sisters. I remember, is the sisters the oldest? Like, is the,
yes.
The first oldest is
the first child.
The youngest.
The first child is Elizabeth.
Okay.
She's 71 years old. The last child, the 21st child, is my baby sister, LaShonda.
Closed it out with the woman.
And she is she's 50 years old. So.
Okay. And speaking of so really. Not saying it like that, y'all as men really learned a lot from all of them women personalities, because it's more learning. Like, not saying this house is for the women, but it damn near is. Or like, did you experience that, or was it like that? Like, how was it growing up with, you know what I'm saying, 10 brothers and 9 brothers and 11 sisters?
I tell you what. If my mom was alive today, she'll tell you that those girls gave her a very difficult time. You know, with the cat fights, you know, the arguments, the little debates. But it was a lot of love. It was a lot of caring. And I say this all the time when I do interviews. If it wasn't for my older siblings, I wouldn't be here speaking with you, because they played an instrumental role of who you see today.
Yeah, and yeah, that's deep. That's deep of just all of these. How many rooms was, like, you know what I'm saying? How did it go with the sleeping, the beds, and the food, the eating? Like,
well, let me tell you this story, true story.
Okay.
My mother was pregnant with the 14th child. They were living in a 2-bedroom house at this particular time. And one day, the sheriff came knocking at the door and told my parents that they had 72 hours to vacate, because there's too many people living in this home. Mom and dad went to church that night, prayed with the pastors, members, prayed for them. The next day, a miracle truly happened for us. A man came to show my parents an 18-bedroom house. They went to go see the 18-bedroom house. The man said, "This is your home. I just want $1 for this home." My mom and dad did not get paid until Friday, so they didn't have any money whatsoever. So the man went into his wallet and he gave my mother the $1 to pay him for that 1-bedroom house, for that $1 for that 18-bedroom house. So that house was a blessing for the Hunter family, because years later I was born in that home. So it was a blessing. So it's a miracle after a miracle when you look at the Hunter family life. You know, we there was plenty of times we were down and out, but people in the community has always provided for us.
That's fire. And okay, and what you speaking of the community, like, you told me that, like, as your mom had a big impact in the community, in like the city, you know what I'm saying, in the town, You want to speak about that? Like, she was the first to make a homeless shelter out of that city, like out of anybody else in that city. You want to speak about that?
Yeah, the reason why my mom got into starting a homeless shelter is because somebody gave her that 18-bedroom house for $1. So she wanted to give back to the community. And so when I was in my mother's room, 3 months in my mother's room, that's when my mother decided to start a homeless shelter, because she had witnessed so many men and women sleeping outside and didn't have nowhere to go. So she
almost could have been y'all.
Yeah.
You know.
So she started the first homeless shelter, Love and Charity Homeless Shelter.
Okay.
And that shelter stayed active for 45 straight years. It just stayed active for 45 straight years before it closed. But while it was open for 45 years, she fed the community, she clothed the community, she had Bible studies with men and women in the community. She had put on job fairs in the community where people were come there for job fairs. My mother had did a
community counselor.
Yes.
Community counselor.
Yeah, you can call her. Yeah, community counselor. She was an ambassador to the people in the city of Racine, Wisconsin. So I appreciate what my mom had done, and you know, coming up here to Houston, Texas to do this interview, I was talking to my siblings that live here in Houston, Texas, and talking about some of the work that some of my sibling does in different states. They carrying on that legacy of giving back to the community.
Of counseling and like how you said, of caring, showing some. And also she wrote a book. I see you got the book here, Love and Charity.
Yeah. This is my mother book, Love and Charity. The life story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. This book right here will really impact people's lives. If they can go to Barnes & Noble's, Amazon.com and purchase this book. It was written by a great man, Dr. Dennis James Woods. He's a legend in the city of Matson, Illinois.
Okay. Hey man, y'all please check that out. Check that out. That's deep. This is some different, especially today's time. It's really rare with that many people. Well, with anybody having that many kids. Like the most I probably see is probably like 7. Well, probably like 5 to 7.
Oh, okay.
You know, and y'all like they done with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is a great, like, you know what I'm saying.
I can tell you this, you know, coming from the inner city, you know, and listening to the language of the young people today, they would say that my dad pull-out game was weak.
Yeah. Super. Because okay, so how far apart are y'all? Like, what's the average number? 2 years what did they have kids every like 2 years, every 3 years, every year?
Every year, my mom and dad was getting
Dang, that's as soon as she was healed, it was time for
it was.
That's real love though, right there. That's real love. To where you can't, you know what I'm saying, let go of each other. You gotta be attached. That's soul tie right there.
But you know, it's interesting because when you have conversation with women, and women are, you know, taken aback, you know, 21 children, oh wow.
Scared.
You know, it's
that.
like,
Yeah.
And the first thing they do, they grab themselves between their legs like, man, 21 children. I can't imagine having, you know, 21 children. And then they say, oh, is your dad still alive? Your mom said, no.
Yeah.
And then some of them will say, wow, your dad must have had some good dick.
Hey, your mom really loved him. That's the thing. I think today's time is like different. We're like, cause we got so many distractions to make us keep our eye on the one prize. We think it's a lot of prizes. So around that time, you know, their eyes was on one prize, and that was that prize. They were gonna do whatever it was, or make it, or you know what I'm saying, make whatever it is out of that prize that they received, out of whatever they received, what they had, you know.
Yeah.
Compared to today's time, there's so much access to things and people and stuff to where people don't think longevity and they max their capacity is not the max. It's really like less. Like if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like they don't think big or think longevity. They think them opportunities. You know what I'm saying? One small opportunity and go from there and look for the next prize and this and that. Busy trying to collect basically from different, you know what I'm saying, people or whatever type that we get access to. But yeah, it's deep. It's super deep. Okay, let's get into you. We got into your mom, we got into the community. Oh no, I was gonna say also, can you speak about how the community showed love? Like how did your mama get like the key to the city? Like how did the community show their appreciation to your mother?
I think that when my mom was helping a lot of people that was less fortunate, a lot of those men and women were able to bounce back from a setback. And so once they got on their feet, they was able to come by my mom's shelter and make a huge financial donation to my mom's shelter for helping them when they were down and out. And when I say down and out, there was a lot of men and women that were down and out, but they were able to bounce back from a mistake, bounce back from a failure. And so when I tell young men and women today that you have to have a positive mindset, and you have to tell your mind that my purpose is always bigger than my circumstances. And when you magnify your purpose, you know what? Your faith will increase. Your peace will increase. Your joy, your happiness will increase as well.
No, true. And I look at it that it's made to happen. Circumstances gonna happen, things gonna happen. So just tell your mind to be prepped for it, and it's gonna happen. But that's not the finish line, basically.
Yeah.
On the way. Okay, so shout out to them all the way, showing her the love back. As long as we know that she got the love back, you know what I'm saying. And I would see what you explained. She was just doing nothing but paying her tithes back for them deep moments, you know what I'm saying, if that was necessary, like that was needed. Y'all needed a spot to stay. Dude showed her the house, said this is your house, he was like saying with the dollar, then back door gave her the dollar, like.
Man, it was a lot of love, man. That's the reason why I believe she titled her book Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter and the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. And in that book, she talks about how somebody had helped us when we were vulnerable, when we were down and out. And so I appreciate people that had helped us when we were down and out.
Well, shout out to them all the way. Shout out to them moments for sure. Okay, now we can dissect into you. Now, you being the 19th child out of 21, correct?
21, yes.
Out of 21. You said also that you went to college. So none of your other siblings went to college? None of them, did they attempt to go to college?
Well, let me say this. When I started to study my family lineage, and what I discovered is that on my mom's side, on my dad's side, they attended college, but they never completed it.
Okay.
So some of my siblings started college, but never completed it. I think that it was ordained by God for me to come along and complete the task. And there's nothing wrong with being the first to achieve success, because you can lay the foundation and then other generations will follow through.
Right.
And so when I attended Upper Iowa University, I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of fear, the unknown. But walking up the steps of Upper Iowa University, I told myself there's only one direction that I can go, and that's up. And so I went up, my brother. I made the dean list. I graduated from Upper Iowa University with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration in 2012. So as of today, a lot of my nieces and nephews and even some of the kids in the inner city had read my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child, and was able to use my powerful words to graduate from college. A lot of my nieces and nephews, they have their bachelors, they have their masters, and one is working on his PhD. So, this is a testimony that it doesn't matter what happens in life. It doesn't matter where you come from. You can always pursue your dreams. You can always pursue what makes you happy in life.
And what you're saying, the nieces and nephews, do you have any kids?
Yes, I do have children. I have 4 children. I have a 29-year-old daughter. I have a 26-year-old daughter. I have a 24-year-old son. I have a 19-year-old son, and I have a granddaughter. And they all of them are very successful. I have a daughter that's she works for an NBA player.
Fire! That's fire.
So,
that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. That's big impact right there.
Yeah.
Like I said, starting from the mom, and then going from her doing the shelter while, with you, like in her stomach, and that passed down, like he said, generation impact all the way. Okay, and then I see with the book, yours is the opposite. Your mom's is love and charity, and yours is no love, no charity. What made you want to title it No Love, No Charity?
Well, you have to get my book and read it, but the no stands for something. So, I have it in there for a reason. No love, no charity. And so I want people to use their imagination. I want people to go out and purchase the book. And once they start reading the book, they'll get a good idea. Oh, this is what he's talking about. That's the reason why he called it No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. And then it will click with them. And let me say this about both of the books. They both have been combined into a screenplay. So I signed a great deal with Tail Flick Pictures. So now, since the screenplay has been completed, now we are in the process of getting the different characters to play my mother, and also to play my siblings and myself. And I think the best person right now that's live and active that can play my mother is a great friend of mine, Vivica A. Fox, because I was on her talk show in 2019. She had a talk show called Face the Truth. So I was on her show, and Vivica would play that role extremely, extremely well.
That's fire. Shout out to Vivica. I hope, I can't wait. So when do you think, the play will be, the screen will be ready?
I think it'll probably be ready in the next 2 years.
Okay.
It will be ready in the next 2 years. So, and then you'll be able to take your girlfriend or your wife and your friends. Y'all can all go out and just watch the movie. Okay. But I will come back on this platform and let you know when it will be released, so that way your viewers can come out and enjoy the movie.
Oh yeah, trust me, we there on Texas. We there, and we with the follow up all the way on Texas. Okay. So we was on the book. So other than the play and the book, what other future plans that you have, like future moves, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm working on 2 books right now that the manuscripts, they have been completed, but I just have to turn it over to my editor so she can go over it and edit it. But I got some things in the works with the 2 books, and also I enjoy going to the Boys and Girls Club, and also going to at-risk youth organization and talking to young men and women about the importance of education, letting them know that, I came from the inner city, or which people call the hood, and I share my story with them, and I let them know no matter what happened in my life, I was able to bounce back. So whatever is going on in their lives, I want them to know that they can always bounce back from a failure.
That's fire. Oh, Dwayne. I remember in school, like, they used to have to where, like, it used to be like, I don't know if they was college students, but I was like in intermediate. That's 5th, 6th grade, and used to have big brother, little brother programs.
Yeah.
Do they still have that?
They still do have it in some cities.
Okay, because I was about to say we used to have that guarantee in A-Leaf.
Yes.
Guarantee. I don't know about the HISD or not because A-Leaf is a separate district, but in A-Leaf we did. But then again, I haven't heard students talk about like if that still exists. But that's necessary, basically.
Yeah, it is necessary because you want to send a positive message out to children, and when you send something positive out to them, they are able to receive it. And you got to be honest and you got to be straightforward with them because you don't want them to become a statistic. And you see so many men and women becoming a statistic. If you're going to be a statistic in a positive way and graduate from high school and graduate from college and go out into the world and be a productive men and women.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's some deep words right there. Okay. And then I know that you also taps in in the child support system or child support topic.
That topic is very, very interesting when it comes to child support.
Yeah.
And so men and women that are listening to this interview, child support was created in 1975.
Okay.
I was 5 years old, and it is part of the Social Security Act. They call it Title 4D. They hides it under the Social Security Act. And I want men and women to know that child support is not mandatory. No men and women in this world supposed to be paying child support. Child support is not law, and men and women don't even know that. It is a statute, and child support is a federal program. And when I say it's a federal program, it is a federal program, and it is a voluntary program. So when you go to court, you are summoned to court, and when you go to court, you supposed to let the prosecutor or the attorney know that I do not want to be a part of the federal child support program. And they supposed to inform you that yes, it is a federal program, yes, it is a voluntary program, and they supposed to exit you out of the program immediately.
So
but they don't do that.
So would you say that it's necessary to get a lawyer or an attorney when it comes to that situation?
Let me say this about attorneys. When it comes to child support, another thing that people don't know, that attorneys cannot help you. The reason why is the Bar Association, their number one client that they have is child support. So no attorney cannot help you. They would take your money and say, I'm going in there, I'm going to fight for you, I'm going to make sure you get 50-50 custody, when you just gave this man $7,500.
Facts.
But he haven't told you that child support is a contract. He haven't told you that he has a contract with child support agency. He have not told you that. So, and another thing that people have to understand, that attorneys can lie to you. They can literally.
They're not paid to lie, but they're paid to tell somewhat of the truth, but mostly lie.
Yes.
Lie.
They will strictly lie to you. For every dollar that a man or woman pays in child support, the government turns around and gives the state $5 because the government contract to each state. The state of Texas, the state of Wisconsin. See, each state has a contract with the government.
I was going to ask that too.
And then once they get you into the child support program and you start paying, for every dollar, the government turns around and gives the state $5. So it's a contract. Nothing less, nothing more. Child support is a contract. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're not part of that contract.
Volunteer.
It's a voluntary program. That's what it is.
So again, like you've asked, because I think you did just say that. How would what advice would you give to the people for them to reject or to go around that? Like what rights or what, you know what I'm saying, act that they have to where, you know what I'm saying?
You got some sharp men and women out here that can really read and write and learn how to write up an affidavit and also send the court a motion. But if they really want help, they just need to visit my website, paullamarhunter.com. paullamarhunter.com. And let me say this, that there's 3 case laws that I want to talk about. Blessing versus Freestone. Also, U.S. versus Stage. There's another one that is called Ledbetter. We Hunt versus Ledbetter. And those 3 case laws can really help men and women get out of the child support program. Because when you read the case law of Blessing versus Freestone, you will discover that 4 women went after the agency. And they took it all the way up to the Supreme Court. And when they got to the Supreme Court, they found out that child support was never created to benefit the child or the mother. You know who it was created to benefit?
The lawyers, like how you said, the procedures. Because in the loop, like how you said, if we don't push this, then we ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, get no bread. That's how they look at it. That's the system. Because they already getting a piece, what you just said, that's from child support. So, because they already getting a piece, if I'm not mistaken, from like the schools, from like property taxes and mortgages and shit. So, like, they gotta get a piece. And you said $5 from child support. Who knows how much little percentage that they get it from them other things that I just named, like from the school taxes or whatever.
Well, if people really want to learn about the child support program and how much each state brings in, the state of Wisconsin brings in over $900 million. The state of Texas brings over $3 billion.
Yeah, I expect it to.
And the state of California brings over $2 billion. New York brings over about $3 billion. Florida brings about $2 billion. So these states are really making billions of dollars.
Naturally.
And what they're really doing, they taking advantage of your ignorance.
You gotta read.
You gotta read, you gotta educate yourself. Like I tell people today, there's 3 case law. Blessing versus Freestone. Please go read it. U.S. versus Stage. Please go read it.
Okay.
We Hunt versus Ledbetter. Please go and read those 3 case laws if you want to get out of the child support program.
Man, that's deep. That's information for y'all right there. That's the information for y'all all the way right there. Okay, so we want a little get the wrapping up. You wanna where can they like find the books with the play information as of like, you know?
Well, they can get the book at Barnes & Nobles, Amazon.com. Like I said, the title of my mother's book is Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. That book is available at Barnes & Nobles, Amazon.com. It's on Kindle, iTunes. The title of my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. You can also find my book on my website, or you can go to Barnes & Nobles, Amazon.com as well. But like I stated earlier, both books has been combined into a screenplay. We got the movie deal, and the next 2 years you guys will be going out to see this movie, and you will enjoy the history of the Hunter family, how my mother birthed 21 amazing children.
Man, like I say, that's deep. That's still something to consider. That's deep. 21.
Yes.
One house. The most probably family, because I'm a Michael Jackson fan, like all the way. Like
okay.
Jacksons, I love them. So seeing like, and how you said the strictness, and like I can only imagine how y'all childhood should have been great. Should have been great. But just all of that many in one house, that's deep. That's super deep, man, for real. But y'all, please tap in with Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. The books, the plays, the child support information. Y'all know y'all need that. Y'all be running away from stuff. The thing, man, we be running away from stuff that's put right in our face. But come on now, it's right there. It ain't nothing to take a few minutes to scan, to see or whatever, and follow up, you know what I'm saying, on the information you give, all of that type. It's just a few minutes, few hours, you know. But like that, the Boys and Girls Club, you got, and then also before we finish, is there any celebrities? I heard that it's some celebrities that you would like to get in the ring with, like on some celebrity boxing or.
You know what? If I had an opportunity,
yeah,
there are some guys that I would love to box in a celebrity boxing match. One of them is Shannon Sharp. I would love to whoop Shannon Sharp ass. And next person is Fat Keyshawn Johnson, sports analyst, Okay. Another person is, I call him Pretty Boy Michael Irvin. I would love to whoop him. And then
what makes you point out them? Just to go on them three.
No. It's more. Casanova. We call him in the hood Richard Sherman, Casanova, and then old Chad. I would love to get in the ring with them and box them.
What, Ocho Cinco?
Yeah, I love to box them guys.
What makes you
knock their heads off?
And I ain't gonna lie, out of all of them, I think the one that's probably gonna give a run for your one is like probably Ocho Cinco. He energetic.
Yeah, he's
still up to par about all of them. Like,
but you know what?
Spirit.
He's energetic, but I take that. I match his energy.
Yeah.
And the last but not the least that I really want, Stephen A. Smith, the educator.
But why you even say Sharp first?
Because I want to take him down one by one. He's a physical guy. I'm physical. We both work out. We both around the same age, and so I want to take him out in 3 rounds.
Have you is that your hobby? Boxing your hobby? Or?
No. I did it for a while when I was young, and so I would just love to get in the ring with them guys and just match their energy and just have some fun with them.
Yeah, man, that's fine, right? That's different right there. That's different. The 19 out of 21 is different, and then the celebrity boxing, man. We need celebrity boxing.
And let them know that the 19 child is I'm looking for him, and I'm coming for him.
Hey, y'all heard that, man? Hey, y'all heard that from the 19 child, Paul Lamar Hunter, man. Hey. That's really enough talk for them. You got any little final words for them that you want to give out, or?
Hey, just go to my website, paullamarhunter.com. I am available for speaking engagements and also book signings. Go to my website, paullamarhunter.com. I am also on social media. My name is Paul Lamar Hunter.
Hey man, Google Paul Lamar Hunter. That's enough talk for them.
Thank you.
No problem.